No, Chicago's scary. I would hate to I love the food in Chicago, but every time I don't know, look into the shootings there, it's the Wild West and it just doesn't get reported. It's a scary place.
You definitely gotta not go in, like, there's a couple neighborhoods that you just stay away from as much as possible. Just hang out by rich people. They don't get shot in Chicago.
You can listen to the police scanners of anywhere in the country when there's websites that allow you to do this. I know because I remember when the Boston thing happened, we were so plugged. I don't think there had ever been a news story that we were so personally injected in because I had my laptop open with multiple police scanners going when they were looking for the last guy, when they were having like the shootout and standoff or whatever, where one of them died by getting ran over by his brother or whatever. There's Arnaev guys.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to all the bands and they're like, yeah, we're going down Smith Street. Like you can listen to them coordinate and like move in on this shooting. And like, it was so cool to be that far ahead. You do that and you tune into Chicago any night of the week. Holy shit. It's rough stuff. It's every couple minutes. There's something. And like, if you're a cop, it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a cop, period, but that's a war zone.
Yeah, no, it's terrifying. And when you see the murder statistics coming out of Chicago, you have to realize like 4 times as many of that were actually shot. Like that's just the people who died from it. Like, because when you look at gun crime throughout the country and you look at the amount of gun murders versus the amount of like gun assaults, it's massively higher. And so you think about that and you're like, damn. If you were just in South Chicago for the night, just with the mic out, all you just hear is pop, 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 pop. Every couple minutes. Ugh, what a mess.
Is it that bad? Is the shooting in Chicago really that extreme? I so many times I question what I'm seeing on the news and I don't know what the score is. Like you can watch Fox News and they'll tell you the city of Chicago, the city of New York, they smell like urine and poop. The subways in New York are covered with human excrement, that it's this big mess, that the whole thing is terrible. And like I've been to New York. It's not like that.
I think the US is already at around 50 or it was either 55 or 65 mass shootings. You know, that's more than we've had days of the year.
What's a mass shooting?
Exactly. Now look, I don't like it when they call any time. Do you know the exact criteria they use?
It's different. There's multiple definitions depending on the department and depending on the level of government. Like if you're talking state governments versus federal.
I suppose the point is that oftentimes when you hear what's considered a mass shooting, most people in the public would go, that's not my definition. I would think maybe a little bit crazier than that. That being said, that is a real indication of the amount of multiple gun shootings there are out there. You know, this isn't an instance of like an accidental discharge or like a police related thing. This is like a gunfight or something happened, right?
Yeah. So most mass shootings that are talked about, when they do that, where there's one mass shooting a day or 2 a day or whatever it is, that's usually it involves a shooting with 4 or more victims of some sort. And it doesn't involve deaths necessarily, right? So lots of this is connected to gang and drug activities in inner cities because you'll have multiple people who are victimized by mass shooting. And I think under some of the definitions, if someone is injured by some other thing in the course of a shooting, it counts as one of the casualties or injuries for a mass shooting. But I was looking,
makes a little sense. You know, you holding up 3 people, you hit one of them with the gun, you kick another one in the stomach, and she miscarries, and then you shoot 2 people. Let's say there were 5 victims to this mass shooting. You know, you've done crazy damage here.
Let's say I'm in a bank, I shoot one guy, and then 3 more get hurt as they stampede out the door. Mass shooting.
It depends.
Now we're getting back to Heather Heyer, right? And my thoughts on that whole fiasco.
Oh shit.
When she had a heart attack because that man was committing that act of terrorism.
Be very careful how you talk about that one.
I phrased it pretty well, don't you think?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah. James Fields.
I stayed safe.
To give you okay, so I pulled up the crime stats from Chicago PD. This is February 6th through February 12th of this year. There were 46 shooting incidents.
That's a long time.
in a week.
A whole week? What, is it a leap year?
I mean,
6 a day. 6 a day.
It's a big town.
That is a pretty bad stat.
Yeah.
That's like Honduras levels of shooting.
right? And he didn't like dig
you
into the
say
worst
that, but
week in Chicago history. This is his last.
This is
week.
last week. Yeah, over the last 28 days, it's 152.
Yeah.
Which is down 4% over 2022.
Yeah.
Good
There
job.
we go. You know, small victories. I'm sure that's not a statistical anomaly, and it won't surge right back. You know.
It's,
What's the mayor
it's-
there? Is she the Lightfoot lady?
yeah.
Or something Lightfoot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Lori
like to give
Lori
people.
Lightfoot.
I don't like to give people a hard time about their physical appearance, but
Yeah, absolutely.
Beetlejuice.
thank you. See, he gets it. I mean, goodness.
She always looks so surprised.
It's like Don King and Beetlejuice had a baby, and
Zach,
they
can we please have a picture of this woman?
Oh my goodness! And
Oh
look,
my God.
and look,
Yeah,
I'll be
like
the
a
first
baby
one
with
to-
fetal alcohol syndrome.
and I'll play both sides. You can line up the governor of Arkansas, Huckabee's daughter, and that's a rough looking lady.
Always
too.
one eye on the prize, that lady.
Always one eye on the prize.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness,
Cool.
she is.
The hair is like, was she late? Like, so
She makes me feel better.
no
about
one
my
goes
5, man.
out with their hair like that and is like, yeah, this is what I was going for.
She was late, but you think it's today. It was actually to the genetic lottery.
She lost the hairline lottery.
Well, that's a handsome looking fella right there.
Well, anyway,
she is not.
It's like one of those
Joker.
lizards who's looking in multiple directions at the the time.
Yeah,
Like their eyes are just kind of
Oh.
going.
Maybe she didn't know she was going out when they took this
That's-
picture.
she's holding a microphone.
Maybe she thought she was staying home this day.
She's holding a microphone behind her. I love that. Oh yeah, I bet they surprised her taking her garbage out. She's holding a microphone with an American flag behind her. That was her best look. They're like, all right, Miss Lightfoot, let's get you looking right. And they spent time, and that's what they came up with. Anyway, just a hard person to look at. I don't really know anything about her policies other than they seem to be ineffective. Or maybe I'm wrong, and without her there, it would have literally turned into one of those like remember
Man.
Escape
no, you
from
were
New
right
York,
the first time.
where they just turned Manhattan Island into like a prison.
That is true because
Like,
when she took charge of the city, like crime dropped dramatically.
did it, Taylor?
No, no, it's actually gone up a bit.
Well, I don't know much
Has
about
it?
it. You live kind of near there. Do you? If I were you,
Yeah.
I'd be like wandering into Chicago for a pizza. Like I would drive to Chicago and get a pizza.
Well, I mean,
Like,
it's
it would be
5
what-
hours from St. Louis. Like
That's
what I'm
something
saying.
for a Missourian.
That's what I'm saying. It's within like
that's nothing for a Missourian. I'll pop to the beach and back. You know,
Okay,
nice
so-
little day trip to South Carolina.
I do 5 hours for pizza. For that
I don't
pizza.
like deep dish that much.
All right, so Lori Lightfoot serves since 2019, right, as the mayor of Chicago.
Okay.
So this crime statistics page, it has the percentage change over the past, last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So she takes office 4 years ago. Gun shooting incidents in Chicago are up only 58% since then. Just the 58% though.
58. That's like an F. It's not that bad. It's not like 100%. You know, that would be an A+ in failure.
You'd think
Like,
she would have found a way to like view the stats from a different angle or something. Like not exactly cook the books, but maybe just redefine certain crimes as other crimes and like cook the stats a little.
I think they already do that, right?
Maybe they're doing that, and still there's a 50% uptick. I don't know. It's scary. Like
Total
truly,
crime is up 66%. The best one though is motor vehicle theft, which is up only 283% since she took office.
Jesus Christ. Is she like holding like stay in your homes, everyone? It's criminal party hour. Like
I was
your
gonna
top
say,
three-
you guys are looking at this from the wrong angle. Is the cuck liberal in the group here? You're forgetting how many free cars are in Chicago now, right? You're looking at it like a victim. Man up, get yourself a car.
just steal one.
Just right there. It's like those scooters. It's that new city scooter program. You just open a car and you turn it on, you take it, and you leave it where you go.
Bingo,
Use someone else's
bango.
credit card to pay for it. Put it in the slot.
Mm-hmm. That's the future of commerce. All stealing. Everything is stealing. And you'll be your wealth will be decided by agility and speed rather than hard
Like
work
the
and
old
stick-to-itiveness. Yeah, like the old days of the cavemen. Whoever threw the rock the best probably got the most pussy.
You think so?
Yeah, because he would have killed this competition with his good rock throwing.
And the women would be unconscious.
You ever see?
Well, they would have been so impressed by it. Like they would have wanted to get the best genes, the best rock throwing genes, so that their sons could, you know.
Yeah, your way doesn't need an attorney.
No, my way doesn't need an attorney.
Well, it probably still does.
I love how like within there's a little bit of having Nick on, he's like, oh, if you just have like a stats page pulled up, the way we do things here is like, that doesn't sound right, buddy. Hey, I'm giving that the old sniff test. No, I'm not looking into it. No, I won't Google it. Yeah, there's another monitor right here. I will not Google it. But it doesn't sound right to me.